What's up, guys, gals? It's your host with the most, Griever, as always, bringing you guys Chapter 46 review for Ayakashi Triangle. Let's get into this chapter. This chapter, while still having the comedic elements and, of course, the hilarity will ensue sort of mentality, it's also starting us off. Maybe we're starting to get a structure. Like I said last chapter review, we're starting to get a slight structure of we have the three that were released sort of idea. That was first the Ghost King or the Dust King, whatever. And now we have, this time, it's the Heat King or the Heat Wave King. We're not really sure which Ayakashi it is yet. But in this chapter, we're starting to develop a little bit more of a plot, a little bit more of a direction. And I'm really happy about that because we are almost 50 chapters in and there is no real semblance of a plot other than the week-to-week, day-to-day sort of cookie-cutter shit. So this is really good. The beginning parts of the chapter, not really going to talk about those because once again, it's just hilarity ensues. Shirogane is, of course, not liking the shameless mood that is going on between Suzu and Matsuri. But then we also see that Garaku is chilling and been summoned by the head, who is, of course, Matsuri's mother, and basically says, do you know about the three? And this is where we get the info dump. Do you know about the three Ayakashi sealed by the previous Ayakashi medium? And Garaku, of course, is being very nonchalant about it and stuff and says that she would try to reason with them, but in the end she had to fight them and she had to seal away these powerful ones. And one of the images we get is sort of like a minotaur-looking beast. And I'm just like, okay, that's pretty badass. But I hope that this is the one causing the heat wave. Because she then proceeds to ask, like, well, what kind of Ayakashi did she seal away? What about this? What about that? And Garaku goes, whoa, wait a minute now. You're an exorcist ninja, and you're asking me, an Ayakashi, to provide you intel? Sort of like, get it yourself. Now, this is where they seem to have a bit of an uneasy alliance here, because they haven't gone after Garaku. And Garaku is very powerful, as we know. But he looks down with a smile and says, you're so frightening, because she's looking down on him. You don't want to make an enemy of the Exorcist Ninja Association, do you, Garaku? And so there is a level of they're trying to press where it hurts sort of mentality. And for the most part, that will work. That will work for the most part here. But in the grand scheme of things, is it really going to work? Because Garaku seems to have his own mindset. He seems to have his own idea on what's right, what's wrong, and what his mission is, and what he's going to do, and who he's going to help. So right now, I just don't feel that this is really going to go very much further with that. Like, pressuring Garaku like this is not going to work. Now, we see, of course, all the hentai and the ichi stuff. And by the way, I happen to be logged out of Viz, and you cannot read this without having an account anymore. So, wow. Like, this is how bad that they've gotten, that they realize that this is way too getting into the H territory rather than the shonen territory. So, that's hilarious. Though this chapter itself is not that bad. The previous ones were way worse. Either way, Matsuri is constantly using his wind to try to help cool Suzu down, but it's not really working very much. Either way, they end up going to the principal's office, and that's when we find about this heat wave. It's Batsu, the god of drought, one of the three revived Ayakashi. Now, we don't know, once again, as I said, we don't know if it's this minotaur boar-looking crazy guy, but it is Batsu, the god of drought. Now, I didn't have time to look up if Batsu is something in a mythology, in Japanese mythology or anything like that, but from what we understand, he is causing this heat wave. He is the one, or she is causing the heat wave here. So now they've called together Ryo, Matsuri, Nina and Koshi. They've called together all the main characters. Even Roka shows up, like Suzu's there, and Roka shows up, and she's melting, for God's sakes. This heat wave is crazy, and she has to constantly focus her energy or she's going to melt. Now, I was wondering about that before. I was sort of like, why is Matsuri using the wind to use a fan when what you need is an ice cooler, which would be Roka? But here we're seeing that even she is having trouble maintaining her own state and not melting away because of this heat wave. So the outfit from the last chapter is now here, and they sort of do the Ayakashi medium gear thing. It looks okay, but it is sort of odd, and that's why even the two, well, a female and a male, the characters sort of like, her taste in clothing is a mystery, and even Rio says the tackiness is so lovely. It's like, that's not a compliment, but either way, onward to the mission. We have the four, basically the main characters, going forward to track down this god of drought. So it looks really cool. It looks like we're finally going to get into a multi-chapter adventure, or multi-chapter action at least. So I do like that aspect of this. Chapter 46 was fine. It wasn't terrible. It left a little bit to be desired, to be honest with you. It's like, this should have been set up for a while now. And the fact that we're into... I can't believe why this hasn't been canceled already, to be fair. Like, I like the series well enough, but I've seen better series get axed for less. So I'm just really curious as to how this series is staying alive while still not truly establishing a main plot line. It seems like they're finally getting around to it, but we're talking maybe 2-3 volumes in at this point, and we still don't really have a main antagonist, a main crux, a main, you know what I mean? So I don't know, maybe I'm misreading that, but what did you guys think of the chapter 46? Like, comment, subscribe. As always, it's always very much appreciated. And don't forget, we are getting to 600 subscribers. That is 600 subscribers in the month of June. The month of June is right around the corner from the time of this recording. So you guys have just over 30 days to get me 30 subscribers. A subscriber a day keeps the doctor away and keeps this man happy. So what do you guys say? Let's get our ass to 600 subscribers. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe as always. And drink responsibly as always. And we will see you beautiful sons of guns again. Because I'm going to steal Lost Pause's little intro. I've been watching way too much of his videos. But yeah, Lost Pause's. We'll see ya next time. Drink responsibly, guys. Peace out.